Are you rolling? Okay. So what do you do when you're a manager for the first time and you were working in the store already and you've been promoted? How do you handle the situation when people start getting angry that you're the new boss and um, they're not going to listen or they're not listening currently? What do we do? Okay, so first of all, I would suggest a meeting. Have a mandatory staff meeting because you're not gonna be able to get all the ideas of what's going on with your staff members unless you get them all together and make them feel like a group because it's a new beginning. So let's come together as a group and we'll talk about this transition. Because we're going from a place where you had a different boss, now you have a new boss, and the new boss has different rules and expectations than the old boss did. Now this could be very scary for the employees because they don't know how to handle it. You used to work with them, now you're above them. There's jealousy, there's anger, there's you know a period of where there's going to need to be an adjustment. Now when the employees start acting out, this is like children when they become teenagers, okay? Pushing boundaries. What can they get away with? How are you going to react? They're learning the new ways of the new manager so they know what they can get away with and what they can't now. And in turn, they're also going to see what they can do to push your buttons. So very important during this transition for anyone to not show emotion to these employees in a negative way. Stay positive. And it's fucking hard because some people just really love to try and get your goat, but you don't let them. You don't let them. You stay calm, and you work other ways with your mind. The way that you get back at an employee, you don't need to scream, you don't need to yell, you don't need to have an argument. This is the best part about being a manager. Okay? You're in control of their schedule. You control their money. So, they can resist all they want, but at the end of the day, what happens is they don't get money anymore, and that's scary. So they will conform if they need the job. They will do what you require of them if they need the job, and you can hit them in little ways where you cut their hours, suspend them, and ultimately you can fire them. And this is how life is. As long as you follow procedure, always do your verbal warning, written warning, and discharge however you see fit. Stick to it. Do not change for any employee. Don't write somebody up and let shit go and then write them up again and let this person get away with things because you feel like you need them. At the end of the day, they get paid to do something. If they're not doing it, they don't get money, period. So in the meeting, I'd open the meeting with thanking everybody for coming, because it's important to thank the people that work for you. You'll get a lot more out of them. A good attaboy, a gift card once in a while, a contest sometime, just make it fun for them to be there, and they won't hate it as much while you're changing the rules. So keep that in mind if you want to motivate employees around you when morale seems to be getting low. And with a transitional period, with a shift in management, there's going to be a downfall in the morale. It's just that's how it works. So what we're going to do, we're going to open the meeting by thanking everybody for coming. We're going to let them know that you have been appointed to this position to no fault of your own. For being a good employee, you have been promoted to a position. Now, they can like it or not, but this is how it is. And we're all here because we got food to eat, we got bills to pay. We're all in this together. So this is what I would like from you guys, is to let me know, what you would like to see improved here. Things that bother you, or things that you find difficult to complete. Get in the minds of the employees. Be understanding of where they're coming from. If they go off topic, if they start to complain about a certain situation that's not a prime example of the reason why they find this a troubling situation, then you can say, well, if you have a specific problem with something, we can address that later, but we're going to stay on topic here because you need to continue to bring the focus to the point at hand, which is there is a change in leadership here. Okay, this can be a smooth transition where we all work together and it's great, and that's my biggest hope for all of us, right? Because it is, you don't want to deal with the bullshit, and or it could be a difficult transition for you, because either we're going together or we're not, and I don't even want to put it in terms like that, but this is what we need to understand here, is that you can either be a part of the great plan that we're going to put together, or you can go. Because this is my position now, and I have enough respect for you to have a meeting to hear what you have to say about what's going to go on in the store, and understand that from this point forward, we have standards here now, okay? Now, enjoy it. We're going to know what's expected of us. You're going to have guides to how you get things done. Your input will be heard. It may not always be implemented, but there's always ears open for suggestions. I want to know if there's a problem. I want to keep a schedule for you in advance so you know when you're working, and try to keep it as steady as you like. And I will work with you to have days off. There are a lot of ways that you can keep employees around, and that's by making sure your schedule is made at least 2 weeks in advance. If you're going to ask for 2 weeks notice when someone quits, do not be one of those fucking managers that does not put out a fucking schedule and it's always last minute. That really irritates the employees, and you're not going to get anywhere with them. So I would honestly, for a new manager, my biggest things to you, my best advice would be meeting, and have a meeting, like especially with your strongest employees, at least once a month. All employees, you should have a meeting every 3 months. Check in, initiate new goals, feedback from the previous 3 months on how things went. Keep them in the loop. When they're in the loop, they want to work harder. Have the dialogue of what they like and what they don't like about the job. That will help you know how to navigate when you need something from somebody, and if you think that these are the type of people who might be shy in front of people, you can always hand out like a little questionnaire and, just read off the topics that you put on the questionnaire. You can keep it standard so that way you can pull these out at every meeting, but that would be your best bet if you feel like you are in a group, or it's your first time. That might be a good idea too, because you don't want to call people out and make them uncomfortable for being honest with you, because that will also, put you in a position where people don't trust you, and then you're not going to get the best out of them. So meeting, open dialogue, and, thank them for coming, thank them for being there, and let them know that you're going to work together, and have some sort of incentive for them to get on your side, and not just their paycheck, but, like, hey, I give a shit about you, and I know that things are going to be different, and sometimes it's difficult to have a transition. I want to make it easy. I've been appointed this position. Okay, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to take care of a job that I've been asked to do. Okay, and if you've got a problem with the fact that I've been promoted into this position, we can have a brief meeting after and discuss it. Otherwise, let's get on board here. Remember, teenagers pushing boundaries that you need to keep in check, because give an inch, they take a mile, and it's not a joke, especially in management. Okay, they're always trying to see what they can get away with. Okay, what are you gonna allow? Keep it consistent. If you do one thing because one person did something, make sure that everybody who does that thing is punished in the same manner. You cannot let one employee get away with something and not when it comes to another, because it shows favoritism. Like, do you want your kids to think that you have a favorite? If you do, mutiny on the bounty. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it. You can like them in other ways, but don't make it public. Do not make it public to any of the other employees. Stay consistent. Very important. And that's my best advice to you.